at all.
And I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties because Scotty is, you know, busy drinking. So
He does tend to do that. Wait a minute. Hold on. When he's on the Next Generation, he drinks Aldebaran whiskey. Sorry. That was really nerdy. That was real nerdy.
we can't try any of that right now.
No, we cannot. Not at all. Although, I did bring this in honor.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
I have a lot of Star Trek Funkos. I love Star Trek. Spock is definitely Spocking. Thank you. Look! It was great.
Now, I wasn't sure if I should come on, if I go live first before I do this.
You can do either.
Or do I just come on here and this is going live? Do I need to go live and then come on your...
Either way, it's totally fine. You can either go live and then you can co-host, or you can drop in the chat and then I can invite you and you can be a guest. It really doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, it really doesn't. I would say probably co-host is like, you know, y'all both go live, and then like guest is probably like somebody that's going to come up on like a panel, I would say.
I see.
Oh, Jasmine, you do. May the force be with you. Not quite.
Okay.
Hey, Morgan. Hey, what's up?
Someone's crossing the streams already.
I mean, it happens all the time here. It's totally fine. Oh, I do have Stitch. He just doesn't have any room to be seen, but he has his face.
Oh, look at that. He's got a red shirt on.
He does. Yeah, but it's Next Generation, so we don't have to worry. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
I mean, now, if it was original series.
I'm still trying to get some technical things worked out. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble today.
Because it's technology, it's always going to do that.
It has something to do with the backlash of Friday the 13th.
Ooh, probably.
And being in the wrong sector of the galaxy.
Hold on a second. I'm fixing
all that kind of stuff. Can you hear my little weird sound effects too?
Yes, it's awesome.
Should I turn it off?
No, don't turn it off. It sounds great.
Okay, good.
You know what? Congratulations, Jessica. You're now a moderator for me. Love you for that. And you didn't ask. Yay.
Whoa! I think I just ended up in another paradox.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
Just ended up in another paradoxical universe.
All right, there we go. Jessica, if anything's too gross, feel free. Got no problem with it at all.
That's not right either.
Wait, Spock, what you got going on the side?
What? That's not good. That's not right either. I gotta beam back onto the Enterprise here. Something happened.
Thank you. Hey, honey.
There we go. There she is.
Hold on.
Any noise? Any
Beaming
noise?
up.
Yay!
Hello. Hey.
Hi. Excuse me. Hello.
Look at this background screen. You look so cute.
Fingers are
Thank
missing.
you. You look divine. You both
You look
great.
fantastic.
We all look fantastic.
How are you guys? I'm sorry. I'm practicing human customs of being fashionably late.
Oh yes.
I do that all the time. I can't say at all. At all.
There's no excuse for Spock being late. No excuse at all.
No,
Spock is
Spock can bend the rules if it's for the greater good. It'll be fine. It's totally fine.
You gotta roll with the punches. You know.
Enterprise.
When you're dealing with humans, you have to roll with the punches.
Humans. Who wants to deal with that? Yes, Red Fox says, did y'all know that Commander Tuvok was in Spaceballs? Yes. Tuvok is actually the iconic one when they are coming to
Looking
beach.
forward to watching that again.
We ain't found shit.
Yeah, they have a sequel coming out, right?
Yes, they do. Hey, Lou. They do have a sequel coming out, which is why a lot of people are talking about that, because they're hoping he will reprise his role in Spaceballs too.
Yes. Somebody on TikTok should do the Darth Vader. I don't know what you call him in Spaceballs.
What do they call him?
That's Dark Helmet.
The Swartz something. The Swartz?
I don't remember. It's been a long time. Hello, Uper. Thank you for the tiny dinies. Hello, Lisette.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, he's Dark Helmet. We get Dark Helmet and then Major Asshole.
Oh, Dark Helmet.
It's been so long since I've seen the movie.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. Maybe we'll have to do a watch along.
I would love that, please, because I do want to rewatch it because I keep seeing clips on TikTok and I forgot how damn funny it is.
I always tell people in my chat, the reason I don't like Star Wars as much as I should, it's not nostalgic, because my parents always put on Spaceballs instead. When I asked specifically for Star Wars.
That's no way to raise children.
Spaceballs is so funny, though.
Yeah, I don't think they like Star Wars. I'm not sure.
I'm sure they were fine parents.
Yes, definitely. Well, I mean, there wasn't a lot of motion, though. Because, you know,
being raised by humans is, what's the word?
Unlogical.
Puts you at risk.
I mean, thanks, y'all. Everybody's really, really, really complimentary in the chat, by the way, y'all. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. Yes, exactly. Tuvok in 1988. Ooh, found shit. That's what he says, and it's iconic. There's actually a video of him. It's really funny, and he's like, "I've done all this on Star Trek, and what am I known for?" His hair. It was great. All right, so I got some questions for y'all. Very easy to answer questions, but stuff that I would love to know. And we'll just go around that way. So we'll start with Spock.
Okay.
What was your first introduction into Star Trek? How did you end up watching it? What was it? And what did you like about it? What made it stick? Obviously, I mean, you are Spock, so that's part of it.
Well, I was a bit of a weird kid. I didn't like scary stuff, but I think it was probably around 8 or 9 years old. Well, before that, I remember it being black and white. That's how old I am. I'm showing my age.
Vulcans age slower, it's fine.
Yeah, I remember maybe we just didn't have a color television, but what really stuck out to me was it has Spock and Star Trek has a lot of mental health, advocacy and, questions about human conditions, aberrations. And there's one particular episode called Dagger of the Mind. If I have it correctly, this patient escapes from there, and he's been manipulated, and he's just losing his mind.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, and I think Kirk goes back there to question this doctor. His doctor is doing some weird stuff, and my dad, was going through a lot of mental health problems. Hope I'm not making it too sad or dark, but I mean,
no.
I'm pretty much become an advocate for mental health. A sound science of mental health, and that episode stuck out with me because my dad was going through a lot of weird stuff, and it was kind of hard to watch. Sometimes, especially if he was watching it and he felt like it was affecting him in some way. Yeah, he's just one of those people that fell through the cracks and was put on all kinds of, seeing the wrong doctors and put on drugs and stuff like that. But I think that's when it really kicked in for me, was that particular episode.
And see, that is just one of the many things about Star Trek that was very groundbreaking that I think a lot of people don't realize, because you see the episodes and it's like, even with the Next Generation, it's like, oh, this looks very dated and maybe people, don't think to watch, but you'd be quite surprised at how many things Star Trek did. I mean, that was the first interracial kiss on television.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yep.
I mean, and that was a big deal.
And a woman on the bridge.
And on the bridge,
And a woman on the
exactly.
bridge, yes, yeah. A woman of color on the bridge.
They say that in the second episode.
Look, I mean, they did things that were very risky. That was very risky. Talking about mental health at the time, that was very risky. And that's one of the things that I love about it, is because Gene Roddenberry, genius. And, there's been a lot of things lately about Star Trek is too woke now, and I find that so funny because I want to be like, that's actually what it is.
It was woke then and it's woke now.
Yeah, that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
Not really sure that they get that, but yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. But so when did people start telling you, "Oh, hello, Leonard Nimoy, how are you?"
I think I was calling my grandpa Spock.
Aw,
Look at that. Oh wow.
we support you.
Right?
Yeah. What was the first one?
Sorry.
Like,
This one is a novel, Spock's World.
that's
Oh, wow.
so cool.
And then this one's his biography about being Spock.
Oh,
I
okay.
am Spock. After he wrote I'm Not Spock.
I have to do that myself. I'm gonna have to do the cosplay version of that.
Y'all, some of my
Sorry,
books.
now I can. My TV's finally working. I can actually see what's going on. I don't have to squint. So I'm sorry. The question again was.
Well, okay, like when did people start saying, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but you look like Spock"?
Hey, Chris.
When did people start saying that I look like Spock?
Yeah. Did you just?
I guess it had to have been in my mid-30s.
Okay, that makes sense.
Something around there.
Yeah.
And but it was when I went to LA. I think it was probably must have been 2011 or 2012. I was in LA, and just one weekend, 5 or 6 people said I look like Leonard Nimoy, and so that was kind of. I guess it was just an eye opener for some particular reason. Then I decided that Halloween, or it was a Halloween of 2011, and I found a shirt, and it wasn't anywhere near what I wanted, and I found a crazy wig that looked really crazy, and I didn't want to do it. Wasn't perfect enough, and nothing was right. It was raining, and I felt really stupid. But I did it anyway.
I'm so glad.
I love that Halloween is like a gateway. I love that so.
It does.
Halloween's a gateway.
Halloween's
A gateway to cosplay. Yeah.
We should just rename it Cosplay Day.
Yeah.
Cosplay Day.
Yes.
Or maybe make an adult Halloween that's Cosplay Day, so we don't take it away from the kids. But
Right.
Wait, don't we really do that anyway?
I know. I mean, for the others.
Oh yeah, just to let other people know that they can because they don't think they can.
More exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
This is what TikTok's for.
so Catwoman, the Vulcan Catwoman. What got you into Star Trek?
I always liked Star Trek. I remember my father watched it, and so I got pieces of it. I remember Wesley. I thought that was cool. The kid was in The Next Generation. And before I ever watched it on my own, I was like on the couch training my fingers to do a Vulcan salute because my nickname was Space Cadet. I was a pretty weird kid. But I didn't watch it until college where I didn't go to San Jose State University, but their library had all the Star Trek you could loan out. And they had like 3 copies of each DVD because they were so scratched. You'd have to like check out all 3 to get like all the episodes. But I watched The Next Generation. It was a counter at Farpoint, and I fell in love. I mean, I think I'm pretty much was like sobbing, and I was with my sister.
Oh my gosh.
I must have been like 21. So she was in high school, and I was like living with her and taking care of her. And we kind of bonded on it. We watched the entire series together. And then we just kept going from there in chronological order, skipping the original series. I didn't come back to the original series until like my 30s.
That's actually common. No, that's common. I was kind of like that too. But I have to say, we're doing a Next Generation rewatch on my podcast. If Chris is in the chat still, he's never seen it, and we just watched Encounter of Farpoint 1 and 2, and he really really liked it, which made me happy. But it always makes me think there is great joy and gratitude from both of them, and like you do want to tear up because it's so sweet.
Yeah.
And it's been years ago. Marina Sirtis was on Twitter, and she was really excited about. She's very passionate about football, their football. And I tweeted her, and I said, "Do you feel great joy and gratitude?" And she actually like, LOL, LOL, LOL. So I made her laugh probably about 10 years ago. I'm still happy about that. I am.
Yeah.
I love how you can bond with others on Star Trek. I get along with most of all Trekkies.
Yes, I will say the Star Trek fandom is different. I will say.
Yeah. In the nerd spectrum, they're very protective and understanding.
Kind. I'm not trying to say anything. Yeah, of course you can ask a question. If we see it, we will try.
It has been going by fast. I've been neglecting the chat.
It's very usually at a panel. I don't interact as much because it does go really fast, and then obviously the ADHD. But I've noticed that the Star Trek fandom is a bit nicer.
I noticed it right away.
Yeah.
Are we all ADHD up here?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? We're all a bunch of
I don't know
nerd
if I'm
divergent.
ADHD. I've never been diagnosed. I feel like I know a lot of people who have it, but I'm definitely neurodivergent.
Yeah. So
Join the club.
neurodivergent, definitely. Yep.
So there's like other things.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a panel on that someday too.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
But
we just missed Mental Health Month.
We'll forget. I know I will.
Well,
try. I try my best.
PhD and ADHD. That's awesome.
I mean, most of the people I've always if you suspected you were, honey, you probably were.
That's what I tell people. I was like, most neurotypical people don't wonder if they're neurodivergent.
They don't. But,
and they label it a disease because they don't want us taking over the world.
You know what? That's definitely it. Oh yeah, I do like neuro.
Give us pills and.
I think one of the common things that Trekkies have is empathy. So maybe there's something there with neurodivergence and empathy.
I like that. And also the fandom being welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is neurodivergent?
To be quote-unquote.
Okay.
Not quite the right spelling, but it's close.
Yeah. Neurodivergent. I don't know. What's the best way to say that shortly? That just means that you have extra in your brain, and it makes your
brain doesn't function like a typical
high functioning creativity.
Normal one's not, you know.
Yes.
High functioning creativity with like sensory overload.
And y'all, Ashley says I've stumbled into the Star Trek side of TikTok and I love it. We have another TikTok. Star Trek has always been inclusive of everyone, and I love that. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about it. Star Trek has always showcased differently abled people, always physically and obviously in other ways, which is amazing. I mean, it's just something you didn't see. Probably we saw Pike in a space wheelchair. We saw that very soon.
And with aliens, it's easy to depict other things that maybe humanity doesn't have right. And then if you put it on like a shadow of an alien, it's okay to mention certain things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
So it heightens the diversity of our culture.
Look, wait a minute. Sylvester says TNG's background skirt guys made me feel seen. I just talked about that on my podcast the other day about the skirt guys in TNG. I wish they would have kept that. I don't know why they didn't. They should have. Definitely. That would have been awesome. I think it was great. It's a great reference.
I would love to see the same like generation, 24th generation, when Enterprise was doing their thing, another ship, and then maybe every now and then it intertwines a timeline we know from the Enterprise. But I want to see a remake of what they did in the 90s today, but keep
I would mind.
it on the same level, because Picard is, and all the new ones are epically awesome, but they're very epic.
Well,
I can't relax.
well,
More action packed than the older
that's what I'm
stuff.
trying to say. I need more like technological talk and space scans.
that's why I was hoping for Legends. I really thought they were setting up for that. I don't know why that didn't happen. Does it mean it's off the table? No.
No.
I would say, Starfleet Academy, they're currently working on that. Starfleet Academy is going to have
Oh,
some
right, yeah.
Discovery, but it's going to have the Doctor from Voyager in it. This hologram, obviously.
He's my favorite Doctor.
Oh, they're gonna do a digital version of the younger Robert Picardo.
Okay, you want to know my guess, and y'all remember, because if I'm right, just remember this. I have a feeling.
Okay.
But they're going to do the same thing they did with Q and Picard. He's going to show up and look older.
Look old and
probably
just
go, you know what? I'd like to look more distinguished.
shows
And then
that,
change
yeah.
it.
That would be a great idea.
I wonder
feel
what
like
his
we're
name
gonna
will be.
do that.
How many
Yeah.
names has he gone through since we last saw him?
And he looks great, so I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. But I feel like they'll do that. Like he'll show up and then be like, if I'm going to be teaching, I'd like to look more distinguished. And then you don't have to do anything else. It's fine. He's totally fine.
I
And
don't
he
know
is,
how much more into the future they are. Will they be able to like showcase other Voyager? It's further, okay.
it's
Because I always wanted to know what they did after they got back to Earth.
how
Yeah.
is it?
Just have a whole bunch of PSTD.
I'm trying to remember how far it is. It's like thousands of years in the future.
Oh, okay.
Pretty far, which is not my favorite.
If he looks old, then
Well, and I wish it wasn't so far in the future, but when it finally comes out, guys, we should definitely do this and talk about the episode.
Oh, yeah.
I will keep up for you guys for the sake of this. It will give me an excuse to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't ever.
If it does well, then I would say that that's probably going to open up for, some more opportunities. I hope. I really hope. I'd like to see more. Because Strange New Worlds has got, season 3 is about to come out, and then they've got 2 more. So there's that. And I really, if Starfleet Academy goes well, then maybe we will get Legends. And if anybody doesn't know, Star Trek Legends was a rumor because at the end of Picard, it looked like they were going to set up the Enterprise. What were they on?
I haven't finished Picard.
G. Well, it didn't really.
I have like one
It was a
season.
setup for it that didn't pan out, and I'm not quite sure why. Honestly,
It was 3 seasons, right? Picard was 3 seasons.
Yes, the first 2 seasons I was not a fan of. The 3rd season gave me everything I wanted. Everything.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I need to revisit that, Nick.
The 3rd season, if you can just get through 1 and 2, because it's emotional, just know it's going to get so much.
So I'll really like 3.
3, yes. If you like The Next Generation, you'll like season 3, I promise.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I like the other seasons, but I do have to admit, 7 of 9 is my all-time favorite character.
She's badass.
Yeah, she really is. I love her backstory. I love her forward story. She's amazing.
I mean, she goes through a lot, and I think that's why people wanted Legends to be a thing, because she would have been the captain.
Yeah,
It might happen.
I can see that happening.
Or something like it. We can only hope. I feel like there's a lot of untapped energy in the Star Trek universe. They've been making new shows, but there's not like a lot of merch. There isn't like a lot of conventions. So there needs to be a rebirthing of, because there's plenty of fandom. There's plenty of fans. Just
More
as much.
than I believe.
When did it peak? Like the 90s? Do you think there was more fans in the 90s than there are now?
But with that time when they had 3 shows going at the same
Yeah.
time, DS9 and Voyager,
Yeah,
and
that
I
must
think
have
they
been.
had three going at the same time.
That's what I would
And
imagine.
didn't we just have like 5 different Star Trek series going
I
a
would
couple
like to
years
see the
ago?
numbers. I want to see like how many viewers compared to the '90s, because I feel like there's got to be
Yeah.
more fans now than then. And then they had all kinds of merch and conventions and.
Oh, and did either of y'all get to go to the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas before they closed it?
No,
I got
they
to.
closed it like the year I moved away from the West Coast.
That was in the 90s, wasn't it? Or early 2000 they closed it?
Early 2000s. I think they
Yeah.
closed it like 2008 or 7 or something.
Yeah, it was in 7 or 8. I saw it in 2005, and I'm so thankful. Did you see? Have y'all seen the temporary Star Trek they have at Universal California?
I've heard about it and I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of stuff.
I've heard about it, yeah.
But it's only temporary.
Yeah,
Well, it's only on the weekends. Is it just the weekends now? And then I'm not sure when it ends, but I'm hoping I can make it before it stops.
You need to check on that because I don't think it's around for much longer. Which
I do believe you're right, 7 of 9. And also, I do think there is something in Nevada. When Las Vegas kind of dispersed everything, I think there's something in Nevada.
Maybe we need to all try to do that. We need something.
Next time we meet up,
There's
I'll know.
There's 2 large studios that have that the bridge and all the rooms. If you're going to do like a fan film, and I think one of them is in Georgia, and the other one's in Ticonderoga, New York. That's Neutral Zone Studios.
Okay.
You can go through a tour. But I don't know if they're still doing the fan film option thing, but it's got every room on the Enterprise that they use in the original.
God. I feel like I'd get emotional. I really do.
I don't know if they're going to let me in like looking like this, but I'm going to damn try. Sure.
I
If
think
they
it's
don't,
Disney, you're okay.
yeah.
What's that?
It's not Disney, you're okay. You can come in cosplay. Only
Yeah,
Disney.
I'm not sure about Universal Studios. I might be able to make it in there on a costume,
Yeah, you can.
but Disney, no.
You'll probably land a job because you will probably get like somebody thinking that you work there. Oh, actually, a group of people thinking.
Yeah, Universal Studios. They might think I work there
to make
but,
sure
you
you're
know,
not impersonating somebody who works
I've
there.
applied. I
Then they'll
applied
be
to.
hired.
I don't know if the Universal Studios ones is more next generation. It's a little different. So
Okay. Well, Spock's in the next generation as well.
He is.
Yeah.
Unification part 1 and 2.
So you could be like a guest star or something. But yeah, I think if you walk in full cosplay and then
Yeah.
do exactly what you told me, it's like I already applied when they come up to you.
right.
You know, that's one thing I actually did look up. I wanted to know like what's canon about, you know, everything that Spock did to unify the Vulcans and then the Romulans.
Mhm.
And I was very happy to read that they eventually did come to an agreement and they all kind of gave Spock credit for that because of everything he did and the sacrifice that he made. And I love that very much. I was just curious because I didn't know like what happened after, but apparently they worked it all out. There's some people that don't even know.
And it's another costume I have to get.
Yeah.
Another costume I have to work out.
Yeah.
When I get a little bit more aged, I guess. I don't know.
Some
I'm
people
getting up there.
have props. All of us, yes, all of us have props. I have a phaser.
Oh, I got props.
The phaser.
I got props.
Yeah, we're nerdy.
Oh yeah. This is pretty beaten up, but I have the
You brought it out.
and it comes.
Wow. Yours is cooler than mine, Spock.
I can dress
one.
up my critters.
This has been to so many cosplays, like conventions. I'm surprised it's still in one piece.
It's because it's Starfleet made. It's well made. I have a
Wow.
smaller version of that. That's my favorite show.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's so loud.
No, it's fine. That thing's awesome. I love it.
The louder the better.
Thank y'all.
Wow.
Everybody's so excited. See?
Can you hear? You can hear my sound effects coming through, right? Is it coming through?
Yeah, it
The
makes
bridge
sense.
sound?
They're so soothing.
Yeah,
I
they
need to
really
just
Is it-
play that when I go to bed.
They really are. Oh,
there's lots of that on the tubes.
yeah, I found a 10-hour Borg, like ambiance, 10-hour like stream.
Yeah, 10
Wait a
10
minute.
hours. Yeah.
They're making so chill.
Here's a trivia question for everybody.
Ooh,
I'm
what?
going to flash it up here and then see if people can tell me what episode. Oh my gosh, it's not coming through. Look at that. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
Oh, is that your mirror universe?
Yeah.
It's not the green screen's kind of messing it all
No, we
messing it all
can
up.
see it there. We can see it. Very nice. Yes, the Borg do rule. Resistance is futile. I did a podcast episode where I talked about how like the Borg are like one of the most epic villains of all time, and how they're super terrifying because you're aware and you just can't control anything. And that was one of the things because Catwoman, you were saying like there's so much that's just basically untapped.
Yeah.
The beginning of the Borg.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't
That
finished
is,
the
yeah.
part, but I thought that's
The
where they
origins
were
of the
going
Borg.
with that. But yeah, the Borg is inevitable. I mean, it's an idea that sci-fi has had since we can first think about like, well, I think like ants do it, like on here on Earth, like they will assimilate other colonies to work for them once they, take care of the queen. And I think maybe that's where
No, it is.
originated from, but it makes sense. Like
Colony in the neutral zone that had been basically like scraped out. There was nothing, and they were at first it was going to be like an insect type alien.
that's what I feel
They
like.
turned that into the Borg, but they kept like the hive and stuff. But they were going to be insects. But then Gene Roddenberry and they talked about it, and they made it like way scarier than even insects.
Well, yeah, because you will also have like Cylons, cyborgs, Battlestar Galactica, and Cylons, and like it's just like I was thinking about it earlier. It's just the Borg. I feel like it could be, anything you can imagine is probably true.
Yes.
How
And
vast the universe is.
The Queen is not the same species as the first Borg. They assimilated her species, and she was somehow strong enough that she became the first queen. Give me that.
That's exactly what I thought they were answering in the card. So you have told me they haven't, then that's okay.
Well,
But I've been
you'll get
hearing
answers.
the same
You're just not gonna
information.
get that. You'll get answers though.
Okay, good. But yeah, I wondered the same thing. 7 of 9, and I thought 7 of 9 was going to be the new queen, and that we were going to like assimilate the Borg as like something where they're a collective, but they're not like trapped.
Yes, and I thought that too. And look, you're going to get a lot. You're going to get a whole lot, but you're not going to see the very beginning. And I'm kind of hopeful that that's on purpose because maybe at some point we'll get to see that. Because, Seven's parents, the whole story of it.
Yeah.
Look, I love her story, but her parents just decide, you know what? I would like to go check these out. Let me follow this Borg cube.
And we'll bring our kid.
Yeah. Let me bring my kid. I'm sure it'll go
What's
fine.
the worst that could happen?
Not the best choice in the world, no.
We get assimilated.
The fact that they
Yeah.
were able to hang out for a little while, and the Borg ignore for a while, but I think they just got closer and closer. It's like, well,
Exactly. In their defense, I think they were so close to their subject that they felt like not real safeness.
yes. They got science excited, and then they probably thought they would always be left alone until they weren't. Until they definitely were. Hey everybody, hi.
Ant-Man.
Yes, I think this is a movie they need to make. Maybe they even like started out with her parents, and so like that's how you get some of like the background of the Borg story. I don't know how much
Go further.
intro of them or more.
Well,
And
since we don't know, there's like a theory that it was just a humanoid race that wanted, like to be better. So they started like, they got an ocular implant and then they got one arm that was really strong.
exactly. Oh yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see
Exactly. And I think that's where the movie should, like, the bulk of it. Like, you have, like,
Yeah.
little Annika in the beginning, a little backstory, and then it's just, like, a lot of early day Borg, humans not even around, no Federation,
Yes.
no, maybe they're one of the first species. Like, Stargate Universe kind of touches up on that. Like, the very origin species of the universe.
Yes, and I think that would be incredibly interesting, and I love that. Treat all the panelists like a board cube and follow. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I'm not sure if I get it. I just keep trying to be logical.
That's all you need to be. That's all. The board aren't going to mess with you, Spock. You're too iconic.
No, they definitely want to assimilate Spock. He'll be,
Simulate Spock. Yeah, I mean, that would have been.
No.
I like the idea of what happened, after the 5-year mission of the original series. What they didn't get to do, like season 3, 4, or 5, or what of the original series. So, what did they do? What was their last mission? What was their last big mission before they went home?
Right?
What did they do afterwards?
Second star on the left. Wait till morning.
They could do either a novel or something animated.
Someone had to.
I don't even know how much Star Trek like quotes are in my head until they come out, and then I'm like, damn. Because I mean, like that was like the last movie. Yes, I know a few were in Generations, but that was the last thing. And like, you don't just get an end. You get Kirk saying, "No, we're gonna go out one more time," and I love that.
Always.
Love it. And then obviously Spock, go to hell.
Kirk on the bridge trying not to be a captain while there's like a really like underqualified captain making orders. He's just like.
Also, here's another thing. Since they announced that they're only doing a 5-year mission with Strange New Worlds, which makes sense because it is a 5-year mission, they are wondering if the next part is going to be the cast of the original series, because let's see, who do they have so far on Strange New Worlds? Obviously, they have Spock, and they've shown Kirk. So I'm wondering, do y'all think that would be welcome? Do you think it's been enough time, or do you think that's going to ruffle feathers?
It's hard. The chemistry is hard. The chemistry. That's why some people. I think people are mixed on the new movies because how do you get the chemistry again with Shatner, Nimoy, and all the others? That's a hard thing to do. Is that chemistry.
The casting was done well for the newer Star Trek movies. I just didn't like the premise.
I don't really like the Kelvin timeline. I consider it its own thing, but that's just because I have this problem where I'm insanely loyal to like what I'm passionate about, and so I don't want that. But with Strange New Worlds, I don't feel like that would bug me because they're taking it very, very seriously.
Yeah.
And I met Ethan Peck that plays Spock, and I got to talk to him for like 20 minutes. And he was so nice. And I actually told him, I was like, I love Star Trek. I was dressed as Daenerys, but I was like, I love Star Trek very much. And I really appreciate the fact that you met with Leonard Nimoy's family before you took the part. And he was like, thank you. I'm so happy you said that. And I could just tell that he was really honored to be playing Spock. And I think he's done a good job. I really do. It has nothing to do with the fact that the guy was like built like out of bricks and was gorgeous and didn't break eye contact the entire time. Had nothing to do with that.
You got the acting chops that they wanted. That they needed that.
That's Gregory Peck's grandson. I mean,
right.
That's Hollywood royalty. But he was so nice. He was so incredibly nice. And ew, have y'all met anybody that was on Star Trek at anything?
I've met 2 actors.
Who?
I've met Denise Crosby, who's Lieutenant Yar, and Michael Dorn. Fourth.
You met
Uh-huh.
Dory.
Yeah, and he was talking. When did I meet him? That was like 2013. He was talking about his own series back then. He had it all written out, and everyone was behind it except for the producers.
Very cool. He's so nice.
He really is. I love him.
I've seen him in a panel. I got to see him in a panel, and then I saw
That's close enough.
Sulu in a panel. He's always doing great speeches. But there's a lot of almost. He's like passing through. Jonathan Frakes was doing a photo bomb when I was taking a picture.
Oh,
That's
And
perfect.
and Mary, her name's Mary Chafo, played the. Is that her? Am I pronouncing it right? Mary Chafo was the actress that did the Discovery, the Klingon in Discovery.
oh yeah, I don't know her name.
She's really tall.
Yeah.
I might have the name wrong. Terrible.
Oh, the other Spock met LeVar Burton.
That is definitely one of my favorite Star Trek actors. I love Worf, Geordi LaForge, and I thought it was another lieutenant. Data.
Yeah, they're all supposed to be very fun to interact with.
Yeah, I love those 3. I love like their friendship on the Enterprise. I love the actors themselves. They're all good people.
I was lucky enough. I met Spock's dad. I met Mark Leonard when I was like a kid. I mean, literally, I was 12 years old, and he was incredibly nice. And obviously, I said Ethan Peck, and I've met Gates McFadden, and she was so nice, so incredibly nice. I met her 2 years ago with my mom, and we walked up to get our autograph. And I told her, I was like, this is so amazing. I'm so happy to meet you. And I loved watching you. And you're just an icon. And I had no idea. I had no idea she was going to do this. And my mom's the reason I started watching Star Trek, because she loves Star Trek. And my mom looked at Gates and she said, thank you. Thank you for helping me raise her. And it
wow.
made her cry. She cried.
Like the main mom on Star Trek.
Yep. And my mom was like, as far as like strong female role models, there weren't a lot, and you were a great one. And I mean, literally, like Gates is like this and stuff. And I didn't know, so I started crying. I didn't know my mom was going to say that though, but it was really cool. She was really cool.
What a moment. I love the actors, the fans. I really want to go to a Star Trek convention.
Yeah, it's really. That's what I was gonna say. It's like really open there, and they're walking around greeting people for the most part, and they're very approachable. And then they have panels where you can go and get autographs. But then there's of course the ones you have to pay for. But you can still meet them. They're still available.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do the cruise. Have you heard of the cruise?
Oh, hell yeah. I would love that.
I think that's the way to do it. With travel expenses, hotels, convention tickets, paying to watch panels and whatnot. It's worth a couple $1,000 to get fed, too.
You tell me
Right.
what you want to go on, and I'll start saving now, because
That's
I
a good
would.
point.
We all go together.
Yes. We all go together. Except I feel like there's a couple of them I
The
didn't.
Trekkie crew,
You
yes.
could have a meet and greet on the ship.
Well, let's start a GoFundMe page.
Yeah. So, do y'all want to send us on the cruise?
Send us crazy cosplayers
Gotta
to.
find out what time of year it's happening, and then maybe make it a goal. Like
I think it's
6 months
twice a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that makes it easier. All right.
Guys, I'm getting a lot of love. Love Star Trek. You guys are freaking awesome. Then
Alien Space
Alien
News.
Space News. Gotta follow that guy.
That's a great one.
Ah.
Hey, I'm following.
Yeah, welcome in, everyone.
Yes, and thank y'all. Thank you. See, guys, just when you think like, is there a lot of Star Trek fans on TikTok? There is.
There's an entire
Yeah.
TikTok.
That's why we
Yes,
get
sir.
more often.
Yes, I didn't really discover it until one day aliens were trending last year, the end of last year, because of drones. And so
Yeah.
I thought, if it's trending, I should put on my Star Trek uniform and watch Star Trek. And I just never stopped doing it. It was so fun. Thank
See,
you for the lithium charges.
it kind of like it. I didn't expect it either, but like I went
Thank
live.
you, Alien.
I posted some content. I had a Mandalorian outfit on, but I had my regular hair, and I got all these comments were like 7 to 9, 7. I'm like, I don't have a problem with that at all. And
Right?
so
Yeah.
I was like, sure, I'll do that. Yeah.
I
And
want to do a Borg.
I
It takes
love
a lot.
I love it. I want to do like a whole board cosplay. That's a lot. I want to do that.
I'm
I,
gonna do a really
There's
long.
there's a lot. There's some great costumes at the convention. In
Oh,
Las
yeah.
Vegas,
they look
people do
really
the most
accurate.
amazing stuff.
Oh yeah, there's
Hours and hours of work.
and Borg. I've seen like especially Klingons that literally look like movie Klingons. Like it's that good. It's
Yes.
a
Have you guys seen the documentary Trekkies?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
My favorite part, I think it's Trekkies too. It's like Lieutenant Yard, Denise Crosby's interviewing a Borg cosplayer, head to toe, perfect cosplay, and she says, "Do you like Star Trek?" And he's like, "Totally."
I love that. That's so awesome.
got to stay in character, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Erin! Hey! Erin's a cosplayer. She does some really awesome cosplays. She does Star Wars. That's my Masande. That's my sweetheart friend that cosplays Masande.
Miss Sunday.
Yeah, she's a great. Thank you, Erin. Erin's so awesome. The actual Star Trek TikTok account has commented on her cosplays more than once. She always tells me not to say that, but my friends are awesome, including y'all. Thank y'all so much for doing this, by the way. And so I like to shout out my friends' accomplishments because they won't do it. They're just like, LOL. What?
Is it Ren? I'm already following her.
Yeah, she's epic. I'm sure I've told you to follow. She's one of the sweetest people ever. She's an awesome nerd.
Unidentified force user.
Ooh. Oh my.
That's what I said on my profile.
Please do the Star Trek cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a red shirt.
Look, Erin. Oh my gosh. Erin,
that?
Erin, there's multiple people you would be amazing at. Yeah, we need to drag you in on this.
Yeah, and then maybe we can get Gracie in here. I love her Dax cosplay.
I told y'all there's actually some buzz going on because Strange New World is getting its whole 5 seasons. Thanks, y'all. And then there's currently buzz about Starfleet Academy. So, and there's a good chance that there's going to be some version of the original series because I'm pretty sure, which is funny, the guy that plays Kirk is the guy from Vampire Diaries, which I never would have thought would have worked till I saw it. And I was like, you know what?
Okay.
Yeah. But if that ends up being a thing, maybe we'll get a resurgence. I would love that.
Manhattan cheesecake.
It would be epic. I would love to see more Star Trek. I would love
Someone's bringing cheesecake?
I love
I think that's a 7 of 9 reference, the Manhattan cheesecake.
Oh, right. I remember that,
She
yeah.
replicates it for the doctor, and then she tries some. Or no, I don't know who she replicates it for. An alien that she's showing
Yeah.
around.
I think so.
She was having some kind of human emotional. She was kind
Yes,
of coming.
I'm thinking about when she was intoxicated with the doctor. That's one of my favorite Star Trek moments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, howdy, partner.
Their interaction was awesome. But there
Yeah.
were so many moments though, like when she starts getting like vague memories back about like she liked red and stuff like that. Like that's so emotional and good. They did such a good job with that.
Very neurodivergent too. That's a whole bunch of PSTD.
Yep. A whole lot. Like
Very deep.
Well,
Yeah, she battled a lot of mental challenges. She was such a strong person. And
yeah.
it was interesting because no one other than like that one episode where they find the other kid Borgs,
Yeah.
no one was assimilated. They did have babies. I remember they're on one of the cubes. But no one had unassimilated anyone, but especially someone so young. So she's so interesting.
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting because, like in the Best of Both Worlds, so they show a Borg baby, and then like Riker pulls it out and is like, then they don't show a Borg baby again because I'm pretty sure that freaked people out. So then
They do. They
maturation
say
chamber.
they're there, but I don't think they show them.
It's because they call it a maturation chamber, so they don't have to show them ever again. Because I'm pretty sure people were like, for the time.
It's dark. It's dark.
Because it was an actual baby with like stuff on it, and people at that time, people were probably like screaming.
No, it's tough.
It is, and I'll be the first one to defend probably Picard when people talk about Wolf 359, but yes, Lord,
or babies.
Yes,
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, a lot.
Kathy, hello.
Actually, when you finish Picard, I'd like to talk to you about that.
Yes, I will have Picard finished by the next time we meet up.
Perfect, because I would like to ask you questions about your opinions on certain things.
I have a lot of questions myself. I just lost Paramount for a little bit, and I lost like that back-to-back nightly Picard thing I had going on. I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, that's really good. Very nice.
I haven't finished the last 2 seasons that came out like last year. It's one of my favorites.
Some of the people in the chat are really damn funny. Oh,
Space News is one of my favorites. They fell in love with the Borg once, and I totally understand.
I mean, it's a big commitment. It's a very big commitment. I totally understand. Totally.
You just wasn't into that.
So, what would you guys really like to see? Would you like to see more animated series? Because I know Lower Decks does a very good job.
Yes, I don't mind the animation at all. I like it a lot. Lower Decks is one of my feel-good shows when I don't want to think about anything too critically. Maybe have a few laugh out louds.
Right.
Yeah, I like how there's a different Star Trek for every mood.
That is true.
Action-packed, humorous.
Yeah. I saw the first few episodes of Prodigy, so I have to start watching again. I thought it was pretty good.
Good. It looks good. A teenage drama, or what do you call it? Young adult.
Has anybody ever watched Star Trek Continues?
Coming of age. Oh yeah, Star Trek Continues. Have you guys seen that yet?
No, I'm way behind, apparently. There's some Star Treks I didn't know about until I started doing Star Trek Live.
That's when they were doing it at the Neutral Zone Studios. I think it was at a different location, and
Juan was on it. I knew he was about to say that. That's Juan.
Yeah, Juan is on it. Oh my goodness. As I read it, that's what we're talking about.
He was on it, yeah. It's really awesome.
You can get it on Roku right now. If you have Roku, it actually has a channel. There is actually a Star Trek Continues channel.
Yes, you and Ant-Man were talking about that last time I saw you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, the chat's so not weird.
I don't know how to say your name because I don't have my glasses. Oh, it's the pirate. Hey, I didn't even recognize you because I can't see. You're amazing.
The Pirates. How does somebody do that font on their name?
Yeah, it's the font. I don't know.
I don't know, but like I'll just be like, hey, can you just tell me what your name is? Because I'm on my phone and I can't see that and I have no clue.
Oh, Juan. It's okay. So the one that was in Georgia is now in Ohio.
Aw, sad.
Who's your favorite doctor? Question from the chat.
Twisted. Hello. Thank you, Pirate.
Favorite doctor?
My favorite doctor already
for the
told
roses.
you. Mine, the hologram doctor.
I can imagine, Juan. It must have been fun to do. I was hoping to do a fan film someday. Kind of fun.
What's the number 2?
Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. Everybody's like all like happy and stuff. My favorite doctor is, I have to say, Crusher. I have
Yeah,
to.
sure, yeah, she's a good one.
Pulaski actually irritated me. I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone. She irritated everyone.
I had
Which
one
one?
friend that liked her.
Pulaski, she was like season 3 doctor for Next Generation. Because what happened to Crusher? She had to go to Earth for something.
Yeah, that's the cover story.
Yeah.
In reality, they her and thought that that would be a better pick, and it wasn't. And then
No.
he begged her to come back, which was the right thing to do.
That's very rude.
Yes, very. But
Bones, of course. That's a good
they
one.
brought her back, which is good.
What's your favorite Dr. Spock?
My favorite doctor? Oh, well, it'd have to be Bones, even though he gets on
that's
my
what
nerves.
I thought. I would have guessed.
And all his beads and rattles.
Yeah, you two are a good duo. If only we had a Kirk and a Bones for Star Trek Live. I've
Yeah.
actually been asking a few people to do Kirk, but unfortunately, not everyone I know has watched Star Trek.
Juan says, Spock, you're the best Spock he's ever seen.
Oh, wow. Who's
Definitely.
Juan, thank you so much.
There's nobody that looks more like Spock than Spock.
What's that?
Nobody looks more like Spock than you.
Oh,
Nobody.
well, thank you so much.
Let's do another comparison.
I don't know how it happened.
Clone. Are you a clone?
Maybe
Look at that.
I can keep from smiling all the time.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah, I gave up on that. Spock has emotions sometimes. It's fine.
He's half human.
Yeah. Whoa, black and white.
It's
Look
the
at that.
same. It's the same picture. It's the same.
Nah, he's pretty cute in that picture. That's a good picture.
I do like the fact that all three of us are known as one specific character, and I think that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, because you're the best Catwoman on TikTok.
Oh, well, thank you. I do seem like a Romulan. Everyone calls me Romulan because I smile too much. I'm gonna have to take the half human side of things.
But I kind of like it. Oh my God, Mrs. Heathcliff says, Spock, you're beautiful for real.
Mrs. Heathcliff, thank you so much.
Follow him. Follow him.
For real. I
Pirate.
think I'm following her already, I think.
Good, yay. She does have a lovely smile. She's a very
Thank
sassy
you guys.
Catwoman.
This chat is brilliant. You guys are awesome.
No, she's a wonderful Catwoman. She actually had, wait, how many cats do you have? Do you just have one or do you have more than one?
So I had 6, but now I have 4.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I took in a stray last year, and she ended up being pregnant. Then she had
Wow.
amazing kittens. And I already had 2 old school kitties, so we had 6 for a while, and I was going out of my mind. But we homed the females. I prefer male cats for some reason. They're like, females just don't want anything that most of them don't want, they don't want pets or laps. I like the boys. They don't leave me alone, and I kind of like that.
No troubles at all.
Yeah.
Since I'm known for reptiles, I've got 2 crested geckos I've had for
Oh, that's right. I saw that. Yeah. One of them had a baby.
They had a freaking baby.
Wow.
It scared me. Like, this was not a planned thing at all. I just wanted to feed them, and then it's like, oh.
It's pretty rare to have geckos have babies in captivity.
Yeah.
I had some leopard geckos in the past, and they would lay eggs, but they wouldn't hatch.
Exactly. We've had that, which is why I was like, what is that? And so then I had to like rush and go get a little carrier for him and everything, and he's fine. But that was a shock. And then what my friend Chris said, life finds a way. I was like, apparently it does.
Yeah, it does, of course, yes.
What is Ant-Man talking about in the chat? He says he has a pet deer, and I don't think he does.
A pet deer?
Wait a minute, what?
I co-host with Ant-Man all the time, and I've never heard him mention his pet deer.
Thank you. Yeah, I've geckos.
I don't know if the chat's just trying to one-up everyone about their pets now.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Sort of.
in the backyard.
Oh, okay. You have a deer that comes.
We just got a new cat too. My niece got a cat. She has a new cat. So now there's five dogs here and one cat.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. She
Yeah,
lets
one. It's a green screen. Yep.
Yeah. Do we go to conventions? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been into a convention for like several years.
Yeah. Everything has to line up for us to go. But yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was. There was one I was going to go to, and then every person I wanted to see canceled. Everyone. So I bailed
Oh,
on it.
man.
It happens.
Interesting. We are very spread out throughout the country. I am in Northwest Indiana, the Midwest. You're down there in the South, and then Spock's on the West Coast. So we would have to meet in the middle somewhere if we ever went to a convention at the same time.
We can
Yeah.
figure it out. Have we met any Trek actors? We have. We talked about that earlier. Yes.
Yeah, I just had my picture. I have a picture with Denise Crosby and Michael Dorn, but I haven't been able to find it for like a year.
I have a picture. Juan, I have a picture with Vic. I have a picture with Vic. I'm trying to remember his last name. I can't pronounce it. Mangoa.
Nagoa sounds right, but I don't know.
We were both in our mirror. He does Kirk on next Star Trek Continues, and he was doing mirror, and I was doing mirror.
Ah, yes, I could pull it out on my other phone. What a genius!
Met Ethan Peck and Gates McFadden and Mark Leonard. And they were all very nice. Thank you all so much. You're waiting to hear Kirk to Enterprise. We don't have Kirk right now. Did you settle for Picard?
Yeah. Look at that square shiny head.
Yep. Favorite couple of all time.
I used to have a Spock one. I would take pictures of it in weird places, or I started to anyway. And then my dog got it, and chewed it up.
Oh, don't you love that?
We have to get you another one.
I'm gonna have to get another one. Take him on the road.
Hey,
Maybe, on a TikTok shop, we can get you one.
a film Kirk is fine. I'm down for it. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, look at that! Oh my gosh, look at you!
I know. That was like 10 years ago, and I needed a haircut.
You look 16. You look
I'm like
Yep.
30. Maybe
No.
late 20s.
You look 16. Well, I mean,
I know, I do look
barely
really
older.
young, right?
You look barely older than that now, though.
Oh man, I found out about the convention or who was coming to the convention really late, and I made this entire outfit for that convention in like less than 24 hours, so I
Wow,
didn't do my hair.
nice job.
I know, right?
Oh, guys. What's your favorite starship? Mine's the Enterprise D.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Mignania. Got it. Got it, Juan.
I should find a secondary favorite ship because many people also like the Enterprise D.
I'd just be
Yeah.
a badass and I'd name another Galaxy class starship.
What a beautiful-
Or how about the Titan? I like the Titan.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I'll go with that. The Enterprise E is okay, but it's not my favorite.
It doesn't last long.
No.
Yeah,
The Defiant's pretty cool.
the Defiant's a good second pick, actually. Feels equally as awesome.
Good. You have a red alert.
Oh, you heard it.
Okay,
I was
then
gonna
the-
try and see how loud it was. You
That.
want another one? You want another one?
That's awesome.
It's not very loud, is it?
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's good. It could be even louder.
to have like some. We need a red alert. we can do it.
Okay. I'm done pushing buttons.
No, why? Because I'm trying to get to red. I haven't gotten there yet. There you go. Next time you do it, now I've realized.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We can definitely do that.
Hold on.
That's the next thing. That's the next thing I got to do here is get myself a laptop and get on Live Pro and get some light strips here in this room, and so I can make the lighting right, and then a soundboard. So if I hit a certain button, it does the lights and the sound.
Ooh, that would be epic.
Red alert.
Ooh, yeah, the Excelsior is a great ship. Yep. What is it? What is Sulu? Because he's like, when he's going to rescue Kirk, and he's like telling him to go like warp 9 or something, and he's like the ship will fall apart. And he like yells. What does he say? What's his iconic line? Oh God, that's just such
Juan is trying to board the ship.
Somebody will know in the chat.
Juan is telling us to lower shields and surrender.
Fly it apart. Thank you. Thank you. We'll fly it apart. It's yes. Fly her apart then. Yes. Oh, I love Star Trek people. I love Star Trek people. That with like get the teacup, it's like shaking. Fly her apart then. Oh man, God, that's emotion right there. I love it. Love it. Very much.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Jay would be a good actor to meet. I want to meet anyone on the original series. Gosh, I want to meet anyone really. I love all the actors.
George Takei is he's just hilarious. He's just I really want to meet him.
Yeah, I think he's definitely top of the list. Him and maybe Patrick Stewart. But I feel like those two are really hard to see.
Hello, Holodeck 4.
Maybe they'll be on the cruise ship.
Yeah, on the cruise ship. Yeah.
I always wanted those Excelsior teacups. Same. I have a coffee cup that looks like the ones they use on Deep Space Nine.
That would be a really good prop.
Mm-hmm.
I did meet Michelle Nichols. Yes, that's right.
Nice. Very nice.
I saw her on a panel.
She is super nice.
It was the day Spock unalived when I saw her, so she was very, very, very sad.
Oh.
Like, that was the second convention I went in this uniform, and it was such a sad day.
On that same day.
Yeah, it really put a damper on my day.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody. Yeah.
Chris heard that Chakotay's actor is rude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've heard that.
Really? Oh, I wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
That is interesting. How many of the Star Trek? I think it would be easier to go over which ones are rude.
Most of them.
Go over all of them. Like, really?
I don't know. You feel like you'd have to be around them longer than just a few minutes. You know.
I heard John Delancey can be a bit like Q, which I don't mind at all.
I think that's why he got the part.
Exactly. So I would be expecting that, and it would be fine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh,
with that.
Walter, I'm sure Walter's as nice as can be. I can't imagine he wouldn't be. That's very twisted. So Brent Spiner's supposed to be hilarious. Obviously, he was nice. I don't really know the thing.
Shatner blocked you. Shatner blocked you.
Well, that happens. It does. Yeah, it may be a bad day. I only really
all
think
your fans.
Yeah. It's got to be if I've heard it like over and over and over again that I kind of like give it any kind of credence.
Yeah.
But I've heard that sometimes about Will Wheaton, sometimes. I mean, that probably depends on what's going on and where he is and stuff there. But, most of all, I've heard that they're all epic and nice as can possibly be. Someone needs to check their front door, I've been told. I don't think it's me.
Wait, what?
Your dog is barking now. Yeah, I have the same problem sometimes.
I don't know, Bethy. I feel like Shatner would want to run his own account still, but maybe he doesn't.
No, I don't think he does.
The gospel from Spock.
He would know.
Oh my God. My mom.
I'm challenging. Yeah, I'm channeling it. I'm just channeling his essence.
Okay, my mom made a joke, and I gotta tell y'all. I told mom I was so excited that I was gonna do a Star Trek live with y'all, and I told her who's gonna be there. And my mom said, "Tell Dr. Spock his book helped me so much raising you."
Dr. Spock.
That's funny, Mom. That's very funny. You did a good job, and I will tell them that. And I did.
I didn't know I had that kind of power.
Right. Apparently, you helped raise a lot of children. I wasn't expecting it either.
At least I'm good for something.
It made my stomach hurt. I was like, "Thanks, Mom." That was pretty good. It was very good. Oh, that's a good mom joke. Very
I
nice.
was also very excited about this Star Trek event.
Yeah, look, this is epic. Come on. We're getting to live out a fantasy here. It's great. I love this.
Yeah.
How do I recharge?
Get recharge.
Oh yeah, you need one of those sleeping units.
Don't tempt me.
I know you're totally capable. I've seen some epic work by this woman.
Thank you. I love
Yeah,
you.
probably. I know somebody who can probably build you one.
Oh, don't tell me
Build it
that.
herself, yeah. Have you seen her dragons?
And the
No,
throne.
I not.
I have the Iron Throne.
That's all it takes. Once you see the dragons, you'll be like,
Yeah, I'll send you a
no
TikTok.
stopping her.
I have 3 giant dragons. Yeah, I do. Actually do.
I can't wait. We'll have to do you have to deal with Game of Thrones live here. I'm running through the whole thing again, so.
Wow.
Yeah, where are you at now?
I just came home and was sparring with Brianna.
Yep.
Love that scene.
Oh, really, Trip? I need Stitch now. Do I? Oh,
Following you back.
nobody.
I'm glad you stumbled upon us too, Chris.
Nobody wants Stitch with a phaser, though. Nobody.
I know, that's too much. It better be sent to the stun.
Yep. Now, see, now people are starting to realize I usually have a critter with me when I go live, and they're usually dressed up. God, when I was live, it was Friday, I had Grogu dressed up in this outfit, and I had people in the chat go, "He's wearing the wrong thing," and I'm like, Grogu can't cosplay. Come on.
Perfect, though.
That's
It gets
fun.
the engagement going. It's like you just pretend you don't know.
I'm just like,
What?
you don't know me then. You just don't. Oh, somebody said spot on, Spock.
That's
Spot
right,
on.
y'all.
See? Oh, thank y'all. Y'all are so sweet. No, I haven't had this positive of a chat in like a long time.
Thank you,
I'm
Daniel.
telling you, that's why I never stopped doing the Star Trek lives. Also, they bring in a lot of viewers. When I watch the Wrath of Khan, it's always a couple hundred of people, and it's only when I watch the Wrath of Khan.
Okay, I cosplay different characters, and I'm used to like getting ripped to shreds. This
I
is
know, I've been in your lives, and I'm like, wow, how does she handle it? You slay them all. You're such a slayer of trolls. It's like really interesting and fun to watch. She is.
I'll admit it wears on me after a while, but I do try. I try to do it very well, and I can be savage.
I love it. I came to say hello, and I stayed to watch you be a savage.
Yeah, that's why when I like talk to people and they're looking at my content for the first time, I'm like, if you run across something where I have an attitude, just that's a troll. Just I'm not like this all.
Oh, right.
Because it's fine. It's totally fine. This makes me want to stay in Star Trek mode though. Jeez. Thank you, nice chat. Sorry I look so shocked.
Yeah, one of the things I was worried about was not knowing enough about Star Trek because there's always something more to know.
Yes.
And so when I didn't know something, I was just honest about it, and my chat had my back. They would fill me in, they would correct me in the most wholeheartedly way. I mean, it's so nicely done. You guys are classy.
Look.
You're always very helpful, yeah.
Aha, is that an episode guide? What does it say in blue?
It's the technical manual for the Enterprise.
Ah, that's perfect. I love that.
Oh,
I
you're in the mirror universe. Your screen is mirrored, but yeah.
Yeah, I was at a
What
thrift
do you-
store and I got a.
Oh yeah, Mirror Universe. Sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. I've actually looked at this book more than a few times.
I don't know. I like the shows better than the movies, but I enjoy the movies very much.
Thanks, everybody. I do too. I very much enjoy the movies. Wrath Upon and oh gosh, Undiscovered Country.
That's a good one.
Really good. Really, really good.
Have you guys heard of the Enterprise Project?
No, what is that?
It's the fundraising, I guess, group that's trying to get a full life-size Enterprise built in Vegas. I would think Vegas, yeah. But it's not just that. Apparently, it's something like a complete residential area where you
It
can
would have to be.
live and in a Starfleet type of environment. If you wanted to buy actual like condos or something, but then there's like the full experience of the
Yeah, I mean that would take a
casino, hotel, everything.
Yeah.
If I ever win the lottery, there'll be signs.
Yeah, and I'd be living there.
God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Or like just buy a spot next to it and have a shuttle home. So you can go.
It would be the Galileo, and it would be epic. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah. They better start. I'm not getting any younger, so they better start building.
Which Enterprise are they doing?
Original.
I automatically thought D, and I was like, damn, there's going to be 10 forward, the removable saucer.
Maybe they should. It should be big enough to do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me think of Scotty on The Next Generation. No bloody A, B, C, or D.
Enterprise. Enterprise.
That was a good episode. That was such a good episode.
And what was the ale? What did you say the ale was? Sorry, Kat, what?
Well, I don't know what happened.
I interrupted you. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't remember. It's okay. Yeah,
Scotty is my life.
I was just thinking about the ale. You said something about the ale Scotty was drinking in that episode.
Aldebaran whiskey from Guinan. It was green.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Green whiskey.
Mm-hmm. It looked like wildfire from Game of Thrones. Scotty and Data drinking. Yes, because Data's the one that gets it for him, and then Picard's the one that says, "Who do you think gave it to Guinan?"
That's right.
Look, Scotty was great in that episode. Very good.
That's a good episode. We should watch that one on live.
Yes.
I have to pick them because there's so many.
The clips from The Next Generation, like the outtakes, are some of the funniest things ever. They're hilarious. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason you should own the DVDs, so you get all that extra stuff.
When Data when he gets a bit of emotion, like, are you talking about when he's like, would you like
That's really repulsive. And he's like, I'll have another.
would you like another, please? Yeah, no, Brent Spiner did such a damn good job of that.
He is such a good actor playing an android who wants to be human, who just got an emotion chip, who can like turn it on and off, and it's so good.
So good.
And his creator, his father, and his brother, and B4.
Yep. Yeah, because I did a podcast episode, and I was giving him props, and I was like, how many iterations do we have? Because we have Data, Lore, Duty,
More than that, yeah.
B4, and then Picard. So, like, he's a busy man.
I feel like he's done other aliens on Next Gen too. I just can't recall.
I think he's just done different members of his family. But he was the scientist in Independence Day.
Oh yeah. You
Well,
know
that's
what?
right.
I haven't seen Independence Day since like it was new, so I didn't realize that.
Well, he technically in the first one, but they brought him back for the second one because if you didn't see him in a morgue or anything, then you can bring him back. So they brought him back, and it was really funny.
I saw Brent Spiner in a clip like this week on TikTok, and it was a movie I forgot or never knew he was in because I didn't watch Star Trek when I saw this movie. I can't recall it, but the clip wasn't about Brent Spiner. It was somebody else, and it panned. He was like customer servicing the other actors, and I was like, "Is that?" It kept on going back to. I was like, "That's Brent Spiner." Why isn't anybody talking about that?
He did a web series called Fresh Hell, and if you ever have a chance to watch it, it's really funny.
Okay, yeah, I like him
Because like LeVar Burton is in it.
Fresh Hell.
Yeah, Fresh Hell. It's good. Because he's acting like he needs money, and he's hitting LeVar Burton up for money, and it's just really funny. Really, because LeVar's like, "Come on, man, I'm tired of you doing this." It's just funny as hell. It is. He did a really good job. Well, Brent Spiner's funny. He's funny. He's a very funny guy.
Thank you, Trip. Spock said is spot on.
It is. It is.
Name the Enterprise.
And Spot is also Data's cat.
You know, I've had a little secret desire to have the Galileo towed behind my vehicle, turn it into a coffee cart.
Oh my God. The Galileo and coffee, that's all I need in life.
I wonder how long I'd get away with that.
I don't know, but I say do it. Please.
I don't know. I know there's a place you can like check in to make sure what you're doing is not something that will get you in trouble. Gracie Ann is the perfect person to talk to about this because she writes the EDM Star Trek.
Oh,
And
yeah.
before she gets the song okayed, she's got to go through people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has a bunch of knowledge.
Favorite Star Trek pet? I have to say Spock because Spock jacks some people up.
I have a
He didn't like Riker at all.
I'm the pet. Spock is the pet.
Spot.
No,
Spot.
Spot.
Oh, Spot.
Yeah, that's Data's cat. Wait a minute. Livingston.
Nobody wants Spock as a pet.
I'm sure somebody does. Livingston. Picard's fish. Dr. Livingston.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one. And then Captain Archer has his little cheese-loving pup.
Not a
Oh,
turtle.
Juan. Okay. I hope to make it to Neutral Zone Studios this year, Juan. I know that there's a big like cosplay expedition away mission to Neutral Zone Studios, and we should plan that. It's closer to you guys. I have to go all the way across the country.
Yeah, that's far.
That is true.
So-
We aren't here to saddle on the ship. That is accurate. Yep.
Save your dollars.
Wait a minute. I am
Beg for gas money.
Hold on, brain. I'm suddenly craving the blood of a Kolar beast. All right, does that count? Does that count? A Klingon animal? Does that count as a pet that I just pulled out of my ass? People were so shocked because I go live as Daenerys so often. There was a couple of times we started talking about Star Trek, and people were asking me questions, and I got all full nerd, and they were pretty surprised, and I love that. Okay,
It is
okay.
impressive.
All right, a Targ, obviously, and prune juice.
We haven't mentioned Spock's pet Sarlacc.
You know, here we go.
I don't. Whoa! Red alert!
As long as we don't get tribbles.
No tribbles. That's what the dogs are for here. If the tribble gets loose, then
I'm not allowed to have any more
You
tribbles.
warned everybody. You warned everybody. They didn't listen. They didn't listen to you.
right.
He's always warning me, but I keep on allowing them on board. They're so cute.
I used to have two. I don't know where they are. Maybe I should make some.
I need to make some as well because they are like $30 on the actual
Yes.
website.
Yes. When all you have to do is get some
For the
tribbles.
roast, JJ.
Maybe we should make a bunch and we should do a tribbles film.
That would be so funny. Let's see how many we can make.
Challenge accepted.
I wonder if
I used to have a couple.
I did too. I probably still have them somewhere.
I think my dog chewed it up.
If I had a couple and I don't know where they are, does that mean when I find them?
What happened, Kat?
Oh, I had a phone call. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
Now I'm getting feedback.
No.
Uh-oh. Really? I can go and come back.
No.
No, I think you're good now.
It's gone. You're fine. Because triples are fun, Juan. Everybody loves them. That Deep Space Nine episode was actually really cute. Where they went back.
Yeah.
That was nice. I like that very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody probably got things to do, and they probably want to eat. Any last questions for these two epic people? Anything? I have to charge in my alcove.
You have to go recharge.
Yep. Which means my stomach's growling. I mean, I need to recharge.
Yeah, I didn't eat before, and
cheesecake. You ready for some cheesecake?
Yes, always. All right. Look, thank y'all so much. Thank you too for spending your time doing this. I appreciate it so much. And
yes.
Thank you, Kat.
For what? What did I do?
Look,
Say it again.
I think I want to just stay in Star Trek. I haven't had a chat this positive.
So I do Star Trek once a week. You're always welcome to come co-host. I think I'm going to try to make it Thursdays, but we'll see. Okay. I usually go on kind of late, but Thursdays I can go on earlier. And then
the chat wants us to. The chat's wanting us to do this. Okay. All right. The chat.
Thursdays are good. I'm always doing ready for Thursdays all the time. So.
And then we can do this exact same thing once a month or whatever, and like kind of make it like a book club, but with the episodes.
Yes.
Maybe assign something on Discord and align.
They want it. You gotta give the people what they want.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you for the follow. Yes, Tuesdays sometimes I do watchings. I'll post my schedule. My whole life is up in the air right now.
Hey, well, no, we'll just. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Don't worry about it. We'll triangulate everything. But yeah, no, this was very fun.
Yes, I had a great time. I will probably be live on later because I'm not going to take off the ears. I'm going to eat dinner and recharge, and I'll be on later. But
okay, well then we'll catch up. We'll catch up a little bit later. I got to do my rounds, and
y'all are awesome.
Make sure everybody's doing their job the way they're supposed to be doing their job.
Of course, very logical. But yes, thank you again, 7 of 9.
Yeah. Thank you, 7 of 9. This has been fun. Absolutely.
Thank y'all. This is great. We'll have fun with this. And thank you guys for enjoying it. And I think both of y'all are going to be on later, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's so just not even 4 o'clock here in the great state of California.
Oh yeah, you're in the
so probably around 6.
So yeah, I'll be on about around your time. I'll see you there, Spock.
Yeah, so
around 6 or so.
About probably like a couple hours, these two will be around. So make sure to follow them, everybody. And thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night.
Live long and prosper, 7 of 9.
Long and prosper.
See you again.
Bye.
That's so fun. It's so awesome. Thank